The middle class is often defined as a group of people who have a similar socio-economic background. This status will differ in different countries and regions based on their schooling, GDP, health, infrastructure, cost of living, and income level. It's possible that what you consider the middle class in your country may be regarded as a low class in another. Consider the contrast between an African middle-class family and a first-world middle-class family. The middle class makes up most of the population in industrialized economies, while it is a minority in developing nations. People in the middle of the social scale are often called the middle class. In some places, the lower class is also known as the working class. Families considered to be in the middle class can afford a car, a house, decent jobs, and a good education for their children. As a result, this group of people has been steadily dwindling over the past few decades. The American dream was previously symbolized by the middle class. Financial stability and the prospect of improved quality of life were two of the most important benefits for many people. In this video, let's talk about the 10 reasons why the middle class is disappearing. But before we do that, if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon to ensure you don't miss any of our videos. Number 1. Stagnant income growth. Salary increases haven't kept up with the rising cost of living. Various economic factors mean that many firms are unwilling to pay their employees more, resulting in stagnant wages for the general public. It's now a choice between getting another job or finding a higher paying position. And it's not uncommon to see people doing 2 jobs at once. Many people have this problem. A family might have as many as 4 jobs with 2 people. When people have to juggle multiple occupations, it will wear on them mentally and physically. If your wage has remained static for some time, and you have a mortgage that you pay off with the money you earn at work, you may find that you cannot keep up with the rising costs of borrowing and servicing your mortgage. Number 2. The extremely high cost of living. The price of goods and services has steadily increased, making it hard for most average income families to live. This means that some of the goods that were formerly affordable have become unaffordable. Buying a home or other needs like a car becomes prohibitively expensive for those with mortgages because of the sky-high interest rates. Increased earnings are sapped over time by rising living expenses. If the cost of your daily necessities continues to grow, the best action is to either get a new job or cut back on your spending. With a rise in the cost of everything, middle-class people and those in the working and lower classes are struggling. Number 3. A decline in employment. Some services can be performed without human labor as technology progresses. This is especially true in manufacturing facilities, where advanced technologies such as robots and other automated equipment operate machinery with little or no human involvement. The end result is a circumstance in which very little employment is available, and most of the time, these are the occupations that pay the most and are the most rewarding. People in the lower and middle classes face numerous difficulties due to a lack of job prospects. The harsh reality is that these people have to work hard to make ends meet financially. Number 4. Cost of childcare. Childcare in some nations like the United States can be costly. All families must carefully evaluate whether or not to have children. It is difficult for most parents to keep up with the costs of raising children, paying for their education, and paying college tuition. However, even when one has an education insurance coverage, other costs are still to consider, including medical bills, nanny fees, and more. Because of this, most people are financially strained or feel cornered. Number 5. Credit and loans. When you buy a house or a car, you may not have enough money to cover the entire cost. As a result, The only choice most people have is to take out a loan or credit from a bank. The lender can utilize your wages as a kind of security or collateral. Things may be fine at the outset, and you may be able to pay back your loan as agreed. But with time, things change, and you may find that your interest rate and taxes on your loan agreement with the bank have increased. Most people in the middle class find themselves in this predicament, and getting out of it is a severe financial challenge. Number 6. Healthcare. Having good health is a fundamental component of being a human being, and it's not uncommon to need money to deal with health difficulties. Taking out a health insurance policy is the greatest way to assure that you won't have to go into your savings to pay for medical expenses. Insurance premiums, however, can be costly and challenging to get. If your family is enormous, you'll want to keep this in mind. Unfortunately, medical expenses can quickly outpace your own savings when they arise. In light of the recent global pandemic, we've learned a lot about the terrible healthcare expenses. In the medical and healthcare sector, most middle-class people are left struggling financially. Number 7. Lack of policies. Guidelines to help the middle class deal with their financial woes can be introduced as a public policy. It is possible to customize bank interest rates, withholding tax, and other rules to help people avoid being used unfairly. A good insurance policy might help lower the present high premiums. For example, laws should be enacted to address issues in schooling, healthcare, childcare, financial institutions, and employment. There should be a focus on ensuring that the middle class is well taken care of, which could impact the lower classes. Number 8. Job security. Let's face it, in the private sector, job security is quite rare. People may feel safe working for the government occasionally, but this is not the case for most employees, as was the case during the most recent worldwide pandemic. Most businesses went out of business, resulting in the loss of many employees. Many people were caught off guard by what transpired in such a short period. Unemployment and difficult situations put several people in a predicament. Many businesses close, downsize, or convert to a new product or service line. Many middle-class members have also found themselves in similar trouble, resulting in serious financial difficulties. Number 9. Debts and overspending. A person who enjoys borrowing and overspending will always be present in any community or organization. Sometimes, a person may borrow without an excellent plan to make ends meet, preserve a specific status, and lose all they own. Some people would borrow money to show their peers that they have money for social status. This is a dangerous financial trend that many middle-class people are engaging in, much to their detriment. As long as it's not misused, borrowing is not terrible. Don't go over your budget by taking out more than you can afford to pay back. Borrowing long-term investments like houses and other real estate is a better choice. If you're going to spend money, make a budget first to meet your immediate demands. An interest-earning account should be used for any remaining balance. Number 10. Lack of financial planning. Some people believe they've achieved their dreamer objectives in the middle class. Their financial situation deteriorates because they fail to see the importance of maintaining their current position. They overlook one of the most critical parts of financial management: planning. Knowing where your money goes and what it brings you back might spell disaster if it isn't done correctly. A middle-class individual should be able to put money down for their golden years and receive a decent pension. Contrary to popular belief, life for the average middle-class person is neither idyllic nor financially secure. Economic shifts around the world are primarily to blame. It is becoming increasingly difficult for the middle class to keep up with the rising cost of living. job uncertainty, expensive childcare fees, healthcare premiums, pay stagnation, and increased school and education prices. Do you consider yourself a middle-class person? What are some of your struggles, and how do you plan to overcome them? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And before you go, make sure to like this video and drop a comment. And if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and bell notification icon to ensure you don't miss any of our videos.